Hello everybody and welcome to something new for our channel with Coach Oak. So what we're going to do today is do a team analysis for a draft league format league that's just starting up, and we just finished our draft and I wanted to go through it with you. I plan to upload my battles in this league and just give you something else to see on this channel. I do like draft format. I mostly have done smaller leagues. This is my first league that I feel confident it's a strong enough league to put on YouTube that's not going to end or anything like that. They're in Season 2. I've joined the league in Season 2. Yeah, so let's jump right into it. So my team name is the Iki Town Incineroar. And this is the team analysis. So this is a tiered draft. As you can see here, you've got the full team. We'll break it down as we go here. So the tiers are a bit complicated in this league. It's switching to a tiered format and kind of making its own tiers and system, not really following one of the bigger league formats, which is kind of nice. And I mean, it's kind of has some interesting tiers, but it works kind of fun. So you get one S tier, one mega tier. The megas are split into two tiers. If you draft from the Mega Tier A, you get one Z Captain. If you draft from the Mega Tier B, so if you draft something like Mega Camerupt, you get two Z Captains. You get 3 from Tier 1, 3 from Tier 2, 2 from Tier 3, and then 1 pick from the untiered, so somebody who didn't make any of the other tiers. So I've listed them in order here, not by tiering, but by order I picked them in the draft. So our first pick, we were, I believe, the 7th pick overall in a 12-team draft. I picked up Victini. Victini to lead us into battle and bring us that victory with that victory star ability. Victini obviously is a major threat in draft league format. It's one of the Pixie Pokemon, 100 stats all around. Banded V-Curate destroys things. It can go both sides. It's got fire and electric coverage with the psychic stab as well, with the fire stab. It's got access to U-turn, and it's got access to some fun things like Glaciate and some other things like that. Really good Pokemon. I've used it once in draft league format for a little bit. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to use it again, and based on what I wanted, it was the best S tier that fit my team. And if things went according to draft plan for at least the next few rounds, it fit really, really well as my kind of physical special split wall breaker. So the next 3 rounds is kind of all combined together. I'm so glad I got all 3 together. This was a core that I've really wanted to try all the pieces of it together. I've used all of them outside of draft league and in draft league in various ways, shapes, and form. But one of them is probably my favorite draft league format Pokemon to use at the moment. So we'll get right into it. Our second round pick was Sylveon. I feel very comfortable using Sylveon, and something I've used a lot in draft tier format. Bulky fairy type makes opponents have to plan for it. Makes opponents have to really figure out what set. This thing could come as a spec Sylveon and just wreck with Hyper Beam and all things like that. It can be a beautiful wall breaker. It can be very good bulky offense. It can be a light screen baton pass set. Put up dual screens, get out. It can be light screen and reflect dual screens. It can be a Wish Protect, Wish Passer. It does have that slow baton pass. It's got it doesn't have the best coverage, but with that pixelate ability, it's hitting so hard with Fairy. And it's got psychic coverage with Psyshock. They hit on the defensive spectrum as well. It hits really hard. It hits really hard with the hidden powers if you need it to. But also have Shadow Ball. It is slow, but it works really well and can do a lot of things. Oh, it has Heal Bell as well. So it can work very well as a cleric, it can work very well as a specs, it can work very well as dual screens, it can do so many different roles, and it's something, as I said, your opponents have to plan for. if you don't plan for Sylveon, you lose to it, especially Comp Mine Sylveon. Our next one goes along. So we got the Fairy from Fairy Dragon Steel Core, and then we pick up the Dragon, another very specially defensive mon. We pick up Goodra. Amazing Assault Vest user. I love Assault Vest Goodra. It can go physical special as well. It's mostly special, but it can do a lot of things. And the idea of passing Wishes into Goodra with Sylveon is just incredible. Or to pass Calm Minds into Goodra. Passing Calm Minds and a Wish just means you just lose to Goodra. Yeah, and it's one I haven't used a ton in Draft League format, not like Sylveon, but it's one I've used a lot elsewhere, and I feel comfortable with it. It's got great coverage on both sides of the spectrum, so it can really fit whatever you need it to fit, and I'm looking forward to using it. So that's my second Tier 1. Third Tier 1 completes the Tier 1 triple combo of Fairy Dragon Steel with Scizor. Scizor is one of my favorite mons to use competitively. The Steel typing obviously very valuable. It gets the U-turn, it gets Bullet Punch for awesome priority. It does have Iron Head if you want it, it's got Bug Bite if you want it, it's got Knockoff, it's got Roost, it's got Sword Stance, it's got Defog. So it is a form of clearing, it is a form of a lot of things. It can be setup, it can be priority, it can do a lot of things, and it's very physically defensive. As at this point in drafts, its special defense of 80 is my lowest def, so please bring all your special attackers. I will love taking them on with this team. But yeah, Scizor fills so many roles and does it really well. Yes, it does have that 4x weakness, but I really feel we can cover that. Goodra can take any hidden power fires, anything like that. Victini can take them. And our next pick, jumping into Tier 2, which I feel is probably a little low for this mon, just based on how many times I've lost to it, just by not having enough answers to it. Rotom Wash. So Rotom Wash can be very defensive. Very often defensive pivot with Volt Switch. So we've got multiple. We've got Victini with U-turn. We've got Sylveon Baton Pass. Goodra doesn't have anything, but Scizor has U-turn. We've got Volt Switch with Rotom Wash into bulky mons that can just eat hits and give them out. Rotom Wash is a great Scarfer. It does have semi-recovery with Pain Split, so less reliant on getting wishes and things like that. And you know if you've watched any of my other videos on the channel, I love Rotom. So using the best competitive Rotom form is awesome. Levitate ability works awesome for it. Unfortunately, 1,000 Arrows is a thing, which is probably the only reason this thing's Tier 2, I'm guessing. I wasn't part of making the tiers, so I'm not entirely sure why this is Tier 2, so I went ahead and took it for taking a Mega or anything like that. So now onto that aforementioned Mega. We needed some speed. We were fairly slow. Victini at 100 was our fastest, which is good, but after that it was pretty slow. 86 with Rotom Wash being the next. So I went out and picked very fast, very Volturny, physical revenge killer, who can get in, kill something, get out into one of these walls, who can take a hit and give one back. So we picked up Mega Beedrill. Yeah, so this was our second bug type, but I wasn't too worried about that because I could kind of cover the weaknesses fairly well with the rest of the team. Mega Beedrill dies to pretty well anything though, so I mean it is what it is. But it's a beast with the buff this gen to the speed. I don't need to run Protect on it to get its speed up, as it gets that speed the moment it Mega Evolves. And it's got a pretty good coverage, and it's got some fun techs you can use. Well, technically it gets Defog, technically it gets Toxic Spikes. It's very hard to use on a Mega Beedrill because you can't run a Sash or anything like that. But it does have those options if you are in a pinch. But more importantly, you hit that U-turn, hit that Poison Jab, Knock Off, Pursuit, Drill Run, all that fun stuff. So now looking at this, now I've got Mega Beedrill, I've got a whole lot of Volt Turning. I needed a little more clearing besides Scizor, because I don't really like running Scizor with clearing as too often. It gets kind of 4 move slot syndrome very often, very quickly. So I went and said I want to pick up some good clearing options. tier 3 was loaded when you looked at these tiers. And I picked up 2 of my favorite mons who both are very good clearers, and now I've got 3.5. I'm not really counting Mega Beedrills clearing options to really help out things like Mega Beedrill and Victini, just as they go in and out and everything like that. So I went and picked up Donphan. I got that electric immunity over resist. Stealth Rocker, Rapid Spin user. It has Ice Shard as well for priority, so we got a little more priority there. It's got the Earth EQ. It's got knockoff. It can do some fun things. I really like sets like Banded Donphan to just blast things with, head smashes and ice shards and knockoffs and everything like that. I think it's something I've very comfortable using, just like Sylveon. Very comfortable using with Sylveon. Those two pair off each other very well. With the FizzDef of Donphan and the SpDef of Sylveon. And to follow that up, finish off the Fire, Water, Grass core, I went out and picked up Serena, another great Rapid Spinner. Great wall, it's got its own reliable healing with Synthesis. Trop Kick hits hard and lowers the attack, which is good. It does have U-turn as well. Get in, get out, that's low U-turn. It's got Plate Rough, it's got Jump Kick. I don't think it's High Jump Kick, but it gets Jump Kick. Now it's only Z attacking moves, but one of my favorite things that I have used before is Z Splash. Serena is very fun, but not in this league. Unfortunately, can't pull that one out, but that's alright. Serena does a whole lot of work, and I think is a steal at tier 3 along with Donphan. Now that being said, tier 3 is where I got sniped a little bit, but these two are very good consolation prizes. I did kind of want Crobat. I did very much want Galvantula, but part of me is happy I don't have 3 bug types, but at the same time, Sticky Webs would have been really nice for things like Victini and kind of my slower mons, but Donphan, Serena, I'm going to keep rocks off my side of the field. Donphan's going to help me put it on theirs, and I'm going to pave the way for things like Mega Beedrill and Rotom Wash and Scizor and Sylveon and Victini. So it's going to be very helpful, and slap a band on either of those two, or slap a scarf on Serena, and they suddenly turn into offensive threats. With the bulk that I have, it's very easy to do that. So I want another offensive presence. I was looking at tier 2, seeing what fit. Didn't have flying type. Flying spam is good spam. Or bird spam is best spam, as I have heard argued. I don't know about that, but flying spam is very good. Very good to have the flying stab. Normal spam is very good. I went out and picked up Staraptor. I have never used Staraptor in Draft League, but I have used Staraptor other places. Great Scarfer, great Banded. It can do some fun things, and also another U-turner. It also has, I believe it has Defog. I wouldn't ever really use it as a defogger, I don't think, but another clearing option, which is always good. With this many potential clearing options, maybe people just won't bring rocks and things like that, which would be very helpful for, again, those ones who are weak to rocks, those big threats, like Staraptor and Mega Beedrill and Victini. So we've got Staraptor, and it's going to do some work as Revenger and Momentum and hitting hard with Reckless, and it does have Intimidate as well. If we want to run a little bulkier Staraptor, we could, or to help out some of the other people on the other mons on the team who might not be as FizzDef, like Sylveon or Goodra. So I wanted to pick up really fast Psychic type with this next one. I was hoping to get Alakazam, just because Alakazam's been something I've been wanting to try, but I do think his Elf actually fits the team better. I got sniped literally the pick before on Alakazam, so pulled out his Elf. The benefit of his Elf over Alakazam is it can go both sides, not just special. Although physical Alakazam has been a thing, I think it was MV pulled out in GBA, but I don't see myself running that. But As Elf can go both sides, got good utility on both sides. Again, things like knockoff, U-turn. Explosion, it's got stealth rocks. A second rocker is the advantage over Alakazam. So I've got rocks with Donphan, rocks with the Zelf, and things like that nature. So Zelf has good coverage both sides. It's got very good special coverage. It's something I have never really used ever anywhere. So I'm looking forward to trying it out. Figuring out where it could fit might be a bit of a challenge for me, but I'm looking forward to giving Zelf a real good try into figuring out its usage, because I know it could be a good one and I know it fits the team, and it really helps fill out those speed tiers for me. Going from 145 Mega Beedrill to 115 Zelf to a couple 100s in Staraptor and Victini just keeps it so people can't spam one speed very well. A lot of people can't touch Mega Beedrill, so if I'd left that gap from Mega Beedrill to Victini and Staraptor, it would be very easy for people to run Adamant or Modest, and just know they're not outspeeding Mega Beedrill. So Zelf kind of makes them think about that again, as I've got that 115 in the middle, and they got to decide what things they need to outspeed, and hopefully I can deter some Adamant and whatnot. And for my last pick, on the untiered one, I kind of created we joked I created a new tier because I had a list of about 27 untiered mons that would fit my team. I really like those lower tier / untiered, I guess, for this league mons. So this one was a very hard decision. I really thought about Sneasel. It went just before my pick. The one that I really got torn with at the very end was Hariyama or Licklicky. I really wanted a fighting type, but I didn't want to pin myself into Sylveon Wish Passing more than I would like. And I know there's some mods on this team like Donphan and Goodra who really would like Wish Passing. Even Rotom Wash, even Scizor if I don't want to run Roost, which I don't often like running Roost, even though it is very helpful for it. Having that second Wish Passer means I can run Spec Sylveon and still Patch Whisters and things. Maybe being able to keep Synthesis off of Serena or Roost off of Scizor to free up a move slot. Licklicky also can do some things offensively. It's very bulky, very big HP stat with defenses, but I think its attacking stats are both 85 or 180, 185. I'm not exactly sure. It's not something I use a ton of, but it has good coverage. It's got some good moves, and I think it can fit a good role. And even though I have the normal type in Staraptor, Licklicky kind of makes them think about bringing a big fighting type, which Staraptor can deal with as a normal type very easily, but Licklicky you almost need a fighting type to take it out in one-shots and things like that. So it brings more elements than Hariyama would, even though I would love to have another bulky offense. You could also just go hyper offense and fighting stab. I would love fighting stab. But one thing I noticed when I was looking over, I was debating this last pick, is not a lot of the big normal types defensive threats were taken. Things like Porygon 2 were not drafted, so I didn't see as big a need for Hariyama. I had a lot of knockoff spam. Fake Out's nice. I don't really have Fake Out, but it is what it is. I think Licklicky brings more to the team in terms of freeing up Sylveon, which will be one of the core members of the team. And just a little more support versus offensive for Licklicky. So, now you've seen the team, we're going to do a quick roll call. I'll go through nicknames. I'll show you there's one we're going to use in the shiny form. Since it is Showdown, we can do that quite easily. And we're going to run through the team, show you a little team picture and logo before we finish off this video. So, roll call. This is Z-Destroy, the Z-Captain. You've got the V-Create into Z-Destroy is the nickname. Yes, it's going to remind them that he's got a Z-move, but that could also be helpful because this will not be running a Z-move all the time. This will be also running scarves, bands. You can run a whole lot of things with Victini. But I did choose a Z-Captain because if you look back at the team, Not a ton really needs to be Z captain. Gudra can be a good one. Azelf could be a good one. But I just felt like there was other things with them that you didn't really need the Z moves. If I had gone with a lower tier Mega, which I really thought about Mega Pidgeot, it didn't go drafted, but a bunch of people were saying that would have been their Mega Tier B if they had gone that route. I don't think anyone did, so we all have one Z Captain. Sorry to make a camera up, but Mega Pidgeot is just a little bit better in my mind. But Staraptor kind of fills that role, and Mega Beedrill just was that high speed was too valuable, especially there was a bit of a run on speed at that moment going on. Things like Trobat and Jolteon were all gone. So getting that Mega Beedrill for those speed tiers was too important to try to get a second Z captain for things like Azelf, who wasn't in the plan at the time, or Gudra. So Victini, the Z captain, hitting that Z destroy button will be very nice. And we've got Sting, the Mega Beedrill. I tend to like those kind of short to the point nicknames. Obviously, very obvious why his name's Sting. It's a terrifying killer bee. Did debate calling it KLR or Kaylee Ray for a British women's wrestler, but I thought Sting was just a little more to the point and a little more, to the point of the stinger. And we got Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is always my name for my Sylveons. It's got those pretty blue eyes. Often I'll also have a Dhelmise on team with Sylveon, which I'll call Red Eye. Fortunately, Dhelmise went pretty early, so not this one. Also, Serena was a tier lower, which to me they should always be the same tier because they're very similar in what they can do. So we picked up Blue Eyes without Red Eye, but that's alright. We got Blue Eyes to carry the fairy type load for our team. We've got Mother Goo. Gudra just always feels very motherly to me. And yeah, I just like the name Mother Goo. Instead of Mother Hen, we've got Mother Goo on this team, taking care of everybody and dishing out some damage at the same time if you misbehave. We've got Steelheart, kind of a play off the Soul Heart ability, kind of a play off the red coloring, and I just like it. Steelheart. Yeah. So we've got Alpha, the Rotom Wash. This is a play off Kenny Omega, the Cleaner. So it's Alpha, the Washer. I had a hard time thinking of anything for Rotom Wash, but we're going with Alpha. We've got Raptor Claw. Instead of Ravenclaw, we've got Raptor Claw. Just look at those talons, they're going to rip you a new one, so we got Raptor Claw for the little Harry Potter reference throwback. We've got Willpowers for the Willpower Pokemon as Elf. So we've got that. We've got Firestone, our one shiny Donphan, because it looks like a tire and the shiny looks like it's on fire, or fire-ish color, so I like the nickname Firestone for my Donphans. Yeah, so that's our one shiny we'll be using. All the others I don't like the shiny forms over the regular forms, which is often the case for me. I'm not a big guy for shinies, but I like shiny Donphan. We've got Charlotte, the Queen of Wrestling. Charlotte, the Queenly Majesty of Pokemon. So Serena, named Charlotte. And finally, we've got Paralickle, play off Paralegal. And the fact that the move Lick can paralyze, so Paralickle, the Licky. And it looks like he's kind of got a little bow tie, which I find kind of amusing. The white always kind of reminds me of a bow tie, even though it's quite big. But yeah, so we've wrapped it up with Paralickle. So we've got our team picture. You'll see our very poorly designed, very quickly edited logo. And that's just what we're going to use for now. I might take the time to actually make a more efficient logo later, but that's what we're going to use for now. Using the Arsenal crest as a base and Incineroar's belt as the fire. This is your Ikitown Incineroar. I look forward to bringing you battles as the season goes on in the DGBA. I know a few other coaches upload, so when I play them, I'll have their YouTubes in the link. I know some of those were from the first season. I'm joining as a new coach this season. Hopefully we can put together a good run for the first Draft League format I'll be posting on YouTube as Coach Oak. Hope to have you along for the ride this season, and have a nice day, because Coach Oak said so. See you, everybody.